This short video will work through a problem involving ampere hour rating. Think of the ampere hour rating of a battery as a description of capacity, ability, something else that you would base a battery on. Standard in batteries are things like the voltage, right? I mean, a battery is 1.5 volts, like a AA battery is 1.5 volts. A car battery is 12 volts. The ampere hour rating of batteries can vary. And, all things equal, the better the ampere hour rating, the better that battery is. It gives us a number in terms of how much current we can draw for how long. So when you think about this too, consider that part of it. And now it's a more complicated thing. Like, if you're drawing a lot of current, there's a derating curve for this, and it gets a little complicated. But for the most part, we can think of it as sort of a linear relationship. Like if I have an ampere hour rating of 100 ampere hours, that should allow me to draw 1 amp of current for 100 hours. Now, if I were to draw 50 amps, it wouldn't necessarily allow me to do that for 2 hours, because it has to replenish and there's derating and all this sort of thing. So let's just think of it in terms of a description of another parameter that we might look at when considering a certain battery. So here's the problem that we're going to work. It says, how long should a 12-volt battery last if it has an ampere hour rating of 48 ampere hours and the current of the circuit requires a current of 1 amp? Now, a little tricky about this in the sense that you really don't need this here. It has no bearing on the solving of this problem. So if you were looking for an equation that included voltage, the voltage here, it's sort of a given. I mean, it's a 12 volt, it's a 1.5 volt, it's a 6 volt battery. Okay, it really has no bearing on the question that's being asked here. So here's my equation, 211, and what I need to solve that is it's saying how long. So we're already there. We're already solved for what we need, and so I can just proceed through. And it says I have an ampere hour rating of 48 amp per, I'll abbreviate this, ampere hours. Okay, and that is a multiplication that's happening. Ampere hours, amps times hours. Okay, and then it says that I'm wanting to draw 1 amp of current during this time. Now, so as I look at this, the amps over amps would cancel out, right? And so what I'm left is 48 over 1 hours, or 48 hours would be my, simple answer to this. Sometimes, you'll see this in different forms where maybe you're given the life and the amps and what is the ampere hour rating, but it's all based on this equation 211. And, I think it's good to write these down, do the cancellations, here, so you can see what's happening so that you end up in the correct units. And that's how you would work a problem like this.